championships, injuries, and brawls. All topics being discussed on this week's Sports Scene. Welcome to this edition of Sports Scene. Before we start our show, we want to give our condolences to all the families and friends affected by the Boston bombings that happened yesterday. But right now, let's introduce our panel of experts. First, we have Zach Wilhelmy.
Hi.
Callie Frank. And Cody Holloway. Now, for you people that have never seen Sports Scene, I'll give you a little rundown of what it is about. We go through topics one by one, and I award points to the people who I think have the best answer for my questions. So let's get started right away, folks. First of all, we're going to talk about 32-year-old Adam Scott, who won the Masters this week. He is the first Australian to do so. What did you guys think of Adam's performance? We'll start with you, Zach.
I'll have to take a line out of Happy Gilmore. Gold jacket, green jacket, who gives a... Can't say the last part. No, I'm just kidding. Congratulations to Mr. Adam Scott. Pulled it out after, I guess he held strong the entire way, even with Tiger being a cheater. So that just proves that if you are a good golfer and you don't cheat, you'll be successful and get a green jacket.
All right, how about you, Callie?
I thought it was a great ending to the Masters. They had a playoff round there. He had a 18-foot birdie putt at the end, and then he thought he had it wrapped up, but not quite so much. And then they went off into the playoffs, and he was able to nail another birdie and was really exciting. I was happy he won. It was his first time. He was representing the Aussies, so they were very excited about that.
Yeah, first major win for an Aussie since 2006 when Jeff Ogilvy won it, a major. First time an Aussie's ever won the Masters, so that's great. He beat Angel Cabrera in the second playoff hole with a birdie, which is only, I think, the fifth time it's ever happened.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. Good for him. First major for him.
You mentioned Tiger Woods being a cheater. He ended up fourth, 5 under par, so he made it somewhat of a comeback, but wasn't able to hold on to pull for a victory.
And Callie, what do you think about Tiger's two-stroke penalty because he dropped his ball 5 feet away from where it originally landed?
And I thought it was a little shifty. It seemed kind of a weird thing to do. I don't think he really intentionally meant to do it, that's for sure, but it was bad luck for him. You know, I think he had a chance to win it too.
Yeah, how about how he hit the flagstick earlier there on hole 15? That was pretty bad luck for him. He just wasn't destined to win the major, I guess. Have to wait for the U.S. Open.
Wasn't it not necessarily... Shouldn't he not necessarily be penalized because doesn't the other dude have to sign it? Sign the card in order
he
to...
Had to sign
it. Tiger had to sign it, but the dude that he was like with, didn't he have to sign it too?
I don't know the signing
I also heard that it wasn't actually anybody from...
You have to sign their card.
Yeah, you do, but that someone that was watching called in and said that he dropped his ball too far away. Some random guy on his couch called it in.
That is ridiculous.
Because of him, that's how it came about, or else it probably would have just been overlooked.
Which he did, though, and he admitted to it in his interview after that. He did drop his ball behind because he wanted to be short of the pin because he thought he was going to hit the same golf shot again.
Man, tough luck for Tiger.
Yep.
Going from Tiger to Kobe Bryant ruptured his Achilles tendon last week. He was averaging 27.3 points per game. And with 1 game left and they're 1 game ahead of the Jazz, how likely is that the Lakers will pull this off and make the playoffs? Callie?
I'm actually being a little more positive here than I feel like the rest of you guys are. I think they have a chance at making the playoffs because I felt throughout this whole season the combination of Dwight Howard and Kobe Bryant never meshed. And now that Kobe Bryant's out of the picture, Dwight Howard has all the floor to roam, and he had 26 points in the last game with 17 rebounds. So I think he'll be able to shine. You know, Kobe surrounds the Lakers. That's his team, but they also have a lot of good people that they put around him to make the Lakers. So I feel like they have a chance.
Well, I mean, I think they'll make the playoffs, but they're not going to do anything in the playoffs. without Kobe, they're nothing. I mean, he ran the whole team, for 17 years now? I mean, he had Shaq, but with that Achilles out, and with him and his Achilles, I don't think they're going to do much in the playoffs. So
I also think they're going to make the playoffs. I don't think Utah is that good of a team, and the team that they have to play Wednesday is not that good. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I think interesting to look at is
they play the Rockets. Actually.
Rockets.
Oh, never mind. They're good, but I think they'll pull it. Or I don't think Utah's going to win because they haven't had a good game, even though they just won. They haven't pulled in a lot of steam. Mm-hmm. So, but they're not going to do anything in the playoffs. They have to go up against Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City's young and really, really good, and they're looking to win a championship. So, and the Lakers are not.
I think it interesting to look at here is not only, he tore his Achilles, what is the future of Kobe and the Lakers itself? Is it interesting to look at? Kobe's getting pretty old, and like you were saying, the Lakers have built the whole team around Kobe for 17 years now. So what did they have to look forward to?
I mean, people come back from it like Derrick Rose, but I feel like he's going to be like, I don't know, Michael Jordan when he went to the Wizards. He's going to average about 16, 17 points next year, and he's going to go out like that.
And to remind you, Achilles tear, it's pretty much worse than an ACL tear. I mean, that holds your whole leg up. So, I mean, what do you think that it's likely that he's going to be back? Or is this a career-ending injury?
He doesn't want to go like that.
Kobe tweeted out that he has taken a point to notice all of his haters. So I think he's going to be back, and I think he's going to be MVP, and they're going to win another championship because I believe in Kobe, Black Mamba.
Yeah, I don't think this is career-ending. I think it's detrimental to his career, but it's not going to end it. I think he's going to come back. MVP would be cool to see, but I don't think that's going to happen. But I think it's definitely going to hinder his game for sure.
Yeah, Kobe doesn't want to go out like that, tearing his Achilles, and that being his last play in the NBA. I see him coming back, like I said, having a mediocre year, and then retiring and maybe going into management, coaching the Lakers in the future.
All right, so the real question is, what caused this injury? A lot of people said it's D'Antonio keeping him in too long. I mean, he was averaging 38 minutes a game. So what do you guys think?
No, I think that's ridiculous to say that he was the cause of injury. It's his body. He's been in the game for that long, and something's bound to happen after a while. Injuries happen. What are you going to do? I wouldn't put any of the blame on the coach. Absolutely not.
No, I wouldn't either. They needed Kobe to play those minutes to get back in the playoff race. So. Yeah,
they were playing playoff basketball about 15 games ago, so they had to keep him in as long as they can, and he's the reason why they got to that point anyway. The whole team wasn't performing as well without him, so he's the reason why. So they had to go.
All right, good round. I'm gonna give 10 points to Callie for believing that Dwight Howard is better without Kobe.
He's the most hated player in the game.
All right, from one injury to another.
Nash.
Freshman Kentucky standout Nerlens Noel is the #1 draft prospect for this year's draft. Even though he tore his ACL February 12th, he averages 4.4 blocks a game and 10.5 points. Is he a legit pick in the first round? Cody, what do you think?
I think he's legit to go #1, but I feel like he's going to be an average player, probably average 10 points a game, 5 rebounds, never make an all-star game. Maybe win a couple, or maybe make the defensive player of the year, win that once or twice, but I feel like he's going to just be mediocre. Kind of like Anthony Davis.
I feel like he will, what they're saying with this year's draft is that's really weak up top, but has a lot of depth towards the bottom, so he'll be a #1 overall, but he'll be a defensive specialist. I feel like he doesn't score a lot, and with that knee injury, it's going to take a little bit to rehab. But dude has style, dude has swag. I love the flat top, so you never know. With that being said, his confidence could boost because of that, and team pick him up, could win it up.
I'm also a big fan of the flat top, but I feel like his draft stock could go down. You were saying it's a weak draft, but I think it's interesting that he's going to stick to it. He's still recovering from this ACL injury. He's not fully recovered by any means, and I think it's interesting that an NBA team would be willing to waste a #1 pick on someone that's not foolproof. I don't know. I feel like he should just go back to Kentucky another year. They have a great team. They have good scouting.
Class next
exactly,
year.
And they're under a great coach.
Why
Why not get yourself back to 100%? You're going to get in the NBA. Why not get a first-round pick off of that?
I would have to disagree with you on the fact that ACL injuries are different nowadays than they than they have been recently. A lot of people are recovering.
Just because
Adrian
No. Blake Griffin. You have Kobe had to get his what?
Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose.
Yeah, it's taken him a long time.
Yeah, but they'll be back.
All right. Well, even though I disagree with Zach, I'm gonna give him 10 points for loving.
Thank you, Holler.
Noel's flat top.
Wow.
All right.
Thank you.
From the NBA to the WNBA, the draft was last night, and
Woo!
6'8" Baylor's Brittany Griner was the first overall draft pick. Are you guys interested in the NBA now that she is in it? What do you have to say, Zach?
I am definitely interested in the WNBA. I've been an avid fan for years, ever since the Minnesota Lynx took it home. I'm not from, since Wisconsin doesn't have a franchise, I have to move over to Minnesota and be fans of them. No, she'll be great for she's had a great college career. She's a noticeable figure, all three of them, with Skylar Diggins too, and the chick from Delaware.
Elena Deldon.
So yeah, it's good. It's good for the WNBA. They, it should increase sales, especially with Griner. She should be an instant impact into the WNBA, real positive. So
what do you think, Cal?
Yeah, I was interested in the WNBA draft. This is one of the first times. I think she's going to be a great additive to the competition. It's going to be a whole different change for her going into the WNBA, that she's not going to have teams triple teaming her and double teaming her anymore. She's going to have a little more free range. So I think her game is actually going to improve from here because of that fact. Like you said, Skylar Diggins also, I think she got put in the right team out in Tulsa. She's a great point guard, great leader of the floor, and that's what they needed. She'll be able to drive, kick it out, or shoot, whatever you want her to do. So I think that was a good thing as well.
Not really interested, but I mean, yeah, Brittany Griner's probably the best player ever to be in the WNBA, but I don't know.
It's a big statement.
All right,
there.
Well, I'm going to give 10 points to Cody because I don't like the WNBA either. Anyways, we'll be right back.
That's fundamentally sound basketball.
Promo.
L-Fact. University of Wisconsin La Crosse is ranked the #2 college in the Midwest.
UW La Crosse is ranked number 34 for out-of-state students among public universities nationwide.
UW La Crosse is ranked as one of the most military-friendly schools in the nation.
UW La Crosse is number 24 among medium colleges and universities for Peace Corps volunteers.
Welcome back to Sportscene. We are going to get a little point breakdown. Zach has 10 points, Callie has 10 points, and Cody has 10 points. So it is a very tight race. Keep getting your points, folks. All right, we are going to stick on the subject of Brittany Griner. Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban stated that he would draft Brittany Griner to be part of his team. Are you buying or selling this, Zach?
Buying. When they won, they had Tyson Chandler and Dirk Nowitzki. Brittany Griner, pretty simple fit for the system. I'm buying it. She had 18 dunks in her college career, including 11 this season. So there's a lot of ceiling for her too. Big ceiling for her.
I'm glad the dunks made it for you, but I'm going to sell this. He said he would give her the opportunity to try out for the team.
She's
not that
6'8".
She is 6'8". She has the height to play in the NBA, but she does not have the strength. She can be right in there with those guys, but I feel like they're just going to shove her around, and those 18 dunks are going to decrease real quickly. She doesn't have a chance.
Yeah, what Callie said, she's got no chance. She doesn't have any strength. what do you think of her against Dwight Howard? She would just get muscled around. Dwight would dunk on her all day, and every other center. I don't even think.
Sean Bradley made it to the NBA, and
Yeah, well,
he weighed
he's-
like 100 pounds.
Yeah, but he was like 7'6". Come
And
on.
he was not a post; he was a shooting guard. So.
No, he was a post.
Oh, he was?
He was
Yeah,
close. He was
tall.
7'6".
Yeah, he was giant.
Oh,
There are not a lot of
Anyways,
7'6"
back
shooting
to
guards.
Brittany Griner. I'm selling this. She's not.
everyone's
So-
selling.
Haters.
Besides
I'm
Zach's
buying.
buying.
Well,
You heard it here first.
I get award points, and I'm gonna give 10 to Callie because I'm selling this like nobody's business. So 10 points for Callie. Going from basketball to baseball, the Brewers bullpen looks horrible. The Brewers are currently 3-8, and their once clutch closer John Axford has been demoted to relief pitcher. With plenty of games left, are you buying or selling the bullpen, Callie?
Oh, I'm absolutely selling the bullpen. It's one of right where we were left off last year. I feel like John Axford can't handle himself. He picked it up last year, but he fell right back into the groove, which is sad because then that really caused a lot of problems for Ron Renicky and trying to figure out that thing. We got guys like Henderson, Gorzolani that can come in, but it's really sad for the starting five who are young and are trying to set the Brewers up for a win, and then there's no confidence for those guys coming out of the bullpen and pitching, leading them, just sending them right into the ground.
Yeah, I also have to sell this. I mean, Axford's got over a 16 ERA. He's allowed at least 4 home runs in like 3 innings of work. I mean, they need to get Jim Henderson in the closer role. He's got a 0 ERA. He's pitched about 5 innings. He only has 1 save. So maybe tonight against the Giants, he'll pick up his 2nd save.
I like to say baseball's a team sport, but I think Axford has at least 4 individual losses,
Yeah,
I think, for that
he's
team
so
that he's blown
bad.
with the Brewers winning, which is sad.
I disagree. I'm buying. Born and raised Wisconsin, go Brew Crew, win the World Series. You heard it here first.
Wait,
That's it?
Aren't they like 3-8? I mean,
They're 3-8.
They're
They
terrible.
look horrible. They have no offensive
I
production
think there are
whatsoever.
100 some games in
162.
baseball. So
Yeah,
There is,
but when you can't even win one, how are you gonna win?
they'll figure it
Well,
out.
I mean, they went to a
I believe in
4-man
Axford.
rotation.
I believe in Axford.
They went to that 4-man rotation.
Former bartender. Me and him had the same profession for a couple years, so
Oh, that's touchy.
I believe in my bartender.
I guess facial hair.
Well, I'm not gonna give points to anyone. I'm sorry,
What?
guys. I'm sorry, especially you, Zach. You get no points.
Just because of
Staying on the track of baseball, Zach Greinke broke his collarbone last week when Carlos Quentin of the San Diego Padres went and tackled him because Greinke threw a pitch at him. All right, so do you think Carlos Quentin's suspension is long enough, or is it too long? Are you buying or selling the suspension? Go ahead, Cody.
Well, I think it should be longer. I think it should be just as long until Zach Greinke gets better and can pitch again. So what, 2 months maybe? I mean, he broke his collarbone. But Greinke shouldn't have been an idiot and lowered his shoulder on him. I mean, just run away, I guess. But that's not the baseball code. You got to get in a fight, I guess. So I think the suspension wasn't long enough. He should wait till Greinke comes back.
I'm selling this. They've had a history before. It's great for the game to see some excitement. It's just like in hockey. And Greinke, don't write checks you can't cash.
Well, the sad thing is Greinke wrote a fat check of $147 million at the beginning of this season, and now they're out of a pitcher. And I am buying this, that he gets an 8-game suspension. And like Cody, I almost think he deserves more. You got to learn to hold your own and not be a head case. In the game of baseball, you're going to get hit with balls every once in a while. Whoop-de-doo, 80 miles an hour. Take the hit and take your base to break someone's collarbone.
That would hurt so bad. If they if they have a history and you nail me with something going 80 miles an hour, I'm going to be pretty pissed.
It was a 3-2 count, so I don't think he was trying to hit him, first of all. And there was 2 outs and it was 2 outs, and it was a 1-run game.
It
So.
was
All right, then
almost
run
like
away. You're worth
head.
147
You
million.
can't feel like that's what upset.
Upper arm.
Upper arm, very close to
He
the
didn't
head.
move. He sure didn't move.
He's been hit the most. He's been hit the
You have a
most.
0.4 second
in the
reaction
majors.
time to move. So, I mean, it's iffy. Do you think Greinke should have gotten a suspension?
No,
Nah.
I don't believe.
Neither.
He's a pitcher. It happens.
All
I
right.
think Greinke is dealing with his punishment right now.
All right, well, I'm going to give 10 points to Cody for making good points on
Yeah.
that subject. But now we are going to go back to basketball. The Bucks versus the Heat. That is the first round of playoffs for the Bucks. Bucks are 8th seed, Heat are number 1 seed, and obviously the most dominant team in NBA. Are you buying or selling the fact that the Bucks could upset the Heat? Zach.
Buying. Fear the Deer. Larry Sanders just came out in Sports Illustrated right here. Take a look at that. Enough said. The Larry Sanders Show. All day, all playoffs. And I'll even take the Bucks to the finals. Bucks 5 games over Thunder.
Everything you say today is so dramatic. I'm hoping for a win for the Bucks. I was really hoping they'd get a little easier of a team in the first round, but that didn't happen. They were able to get past that 8 seed. The Heat are the Heat are on fire right now. They're just a dynamic trio. They're unstoppable. You know, I'm glad the Bucks even made it to the playoffs. I think that's a victory in itself for the team, but I am selling the fact that they're going to win the series, and I'm buying the fact that maybe they will make it a game.
I'm selling it. No, they're not making it a game.
No?
No, the Brewers are the Bucks are 5 games under 500. What kind of team even makes the playoffs 5 games under 500?
Milwaukee Bucks, and let's not forget the Seattle Seahawks. They almost made it. They made it to the divisional round, almost made it to the NFC Championship game.
They should have tried losing the rest of their games, so maybe they could get that #1 overall draft pick in Nerlens Noel and decide to lose in the first round of the playoffs. What's that going to get you?
Yeah, but they decided to get the 8th seed and get early projections of getting Glenn Robinson III, which will regenerate their team, and we'll get another Ray Allen, and we will be fine. And we will, and we still have Larry Sanders, who is the man who's going to be Defensive Player of the Year. Defense wins championships.
I was thinking they'd get Vanderbilt out of Marquette.
That'd be dirty, too.
He declared for the NBA today. He's a defensive stud. So
that would be awesome.
Vanderbilt.
Those are all good things.
Well, what do you think the Bucks need to do in order to potentially be successful against the Heat?
Brandon Jennings has to
score more
50
points.
Well, than the other team?
Oh,
man.
I'm going to say they're going to have to play some defense against LeBron, Wade, Bosh.
Larry Sanders.
You can't just say Larry Sanders over and over again. Those are 3 huge players that are going to outright win the game by themselves. Larry Sanders isn't going to play defense against 3 people, especially of that stature.
What about Monte?
Monte Ellis is
J.J. Redick, Dunleavy. Just raining threes all day.
Dunleavy looks like a school teacher, and I don't think he's going to do much. Sorry.
Bucks are going as far as Dunleavy will take them. That's the championship.
All right, quick little fact there. The Bucks actually out-rebound the Heat by about 5 rebounds. So maybe some boards could potentially make the Bucks be successful in this game. But we are going to take a look at those adorable pets up for adoption at the Cooley Region Humane Society.
Meet Elam, an 8-year-old domestic short-haired cat. He's very handsome, loves to cuddle, and loves to chill out. Meet Girly. She's a 1-year-old Pomeranian house-trained pup. She's sweet, silly, and is one spunky little lady. And here's Kit Kit, a 2-year-old female domestic short-haired tabby mix. She's very sweet, friendly, and loves attention.
Find out more about adoption for these pets or others, contact the Cooley Region Humane Society at 781-4014.
Welcome back to Sports Scene. We're going to have a little point count. Zach has 20 points, Callie has 20 points, and Cody has 20 points. So we are at a 3-way tie. Last topic for you to gain your points. The NFL draft is coming up next week in 9 days. With the Packers have the 26th pick in the NFL draft. Who are they picking and why? Go ahead, Zach.
Eddie Lacy, first round. They need a running back from Alabama, top running back in the draft. So they're going to take him. Enough said.
All right. I also hope that they do take a running back, but I feel like they need to expand at some other positions, maybe defensive line. Also offensively. After last year's whole center debacle with Jeff Saturday, they only have Diedrich Smith left, and so maybe looking into a center would be a good idea for them, just to have someone to fight for the position.
Well, I think they should also draft Eddie Lacy, running back, Alabama, but don't forget about Monty Ball, maybe 2nd-round draft pick. And I feel like there's a nice offensive lineman out of Florida State, last name Watson. Can't remember his first name, but I heard he's really good. They're thinking about him. And how about a 7th-round backup QB in Jordan Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers' little brother?
Yes.
Would that not be cool?
That would be pretty sweet. But what other positions do the Packers need? I mean, you both touched on running back. I mean, you said a center. What about defensively? Someone on the opposite side of Matthews.
They need a defensive end that can, maybe stop any running quarterback. Thank God they got rid of Eric Walden because he was broke.
I think they need maybe some help on the defensive line. I think in the secondary, I think they're young, but I think they're going to build, and I think that they're steady there. I don't think they need any help there, but definitely the defensive line, they could use some help.
I disagree. I think they need a safety. It's a really deep safety class. I think there's like 5 safeties that could go in the first round. So I'm looking at Texas Kenny Vaccaro. He's, I guess, the best one out there. So
also
maybe they'll trade up.
On the offensive line, another one that they were thinking that for the first round is Alabama center Jesse Williams. I guess he was All-American. They had a great offensive line this year. Alabama was really run-oriented, and it was because of their such a deep, big offensive line. And dude's got YOLO tattooed on his sideburn. Wow. Look it up.
All right, so with Woodson, Jennings, and Driver all gone, who's going to step up as leaders offensively and defensively?
Clearly, I think Jordy Nelson's going to step into that role. Obviously, Randall Cobb is right along there. He's rookie. He's pretty young, but he's very experienced, and I think him and Jordy have some good chemistry on the team. So I think Jordy will be able to step into that role, and as well as Aaron Rodgers, clearly a leader out on the field.
I think defensively, maybe Nick Perry, our first-round draft pick last year out of USC. Maybe he'll be opposite Clay Matthews, who can maybe stop that running quarterback. I look for him to come back off that injury and step up.
Woodson's coming back, so not even a problem. They're going to sign him.
Well, I'm going to award 10 points to Callie just because I love Randall Cobb. So congratulations, Callie, and you can have your rant now.
Woo! Well, it looks beautiful, beautiful graphic. As if the Brewers hadn't had enough trouble. As if the Brewers haven't had enough trouble with their pitching this year. This morning, their ace, Giovanni Gallardo, was cited with a DUI. He blew a .22. As someone who's supposed to come in and step in to be the leader of this pitching staff and of the team, it's very disappointing to see him at 3:30 in the morning driving around drunk. Hopefully he will receive some sort of consequences, but this is not what you would want to see out of your ace pitcher and a struggling pitching team already. So hopefully Giovanni can get it together and rebound off of this and win us some games, because that's what we put him out there for.
Brewers World Series.
Yeah. Well, the Brewers
I hope so.
Pretty bad. Maybe that's
but we just got to get their pitching together, and hopefully they're able to lock it up. Yes.
That bullpen.
The bullpen needs to also bring in. So, yeah. But that's pretty disappointing to have that sort of thing happen to your team when they're already struggling as it is.
Especially, you said, a leader like him that's supposed to be the main pitcher. I mean, it's kind of sad for the Brewers. I mean, you want your main pitcher to step up and be a leader to everyone else, since they are struggling so much in that field. And then he goes and does that. I mean, 3 times over the legal limit. I mean, that's not good.
And they got free taxis, too. You can get a free taxi, so I don't know why you just didn't call a cab.
Use your brain.
He's just not very role model, for
not very smart
at all.
And it's game day today. Come on now.
I'm picking the Brewers.
Be in bed, go to
start on Thursday, but
I doubt he will be starting. I think
no way.
He'll have a little extra time on the bench to think about his actions.
I don't think so. They only have a 4-man rotation right now. I think he'll be in there.
You think he'll be in?
Tell you the truth, yeah.
Nope. I think the Brewers have to put down some sort of consequences to say that that's not okay.
All right, thank you for watching this week's edition of Sports Scene. Join us Thursday right here at 4:30 for our weekend review. Thank you.